All right, good morning, good afternoon, everyone. I'm Jim Wilson, Southeast Tolls Program Director for TransCore and the moderator of today's webinar. I'm coming to you from sunny Orlando and hoping that you, your families, friends, and colleagues are all doing well. This format is a first for us, so I hope you'll relax and enjoy and forgive us if we stumble just a little. So far, we have over 400 people registered for this event. Many of you were expecting to head to San Diego for the annual Technology Summit. We were all ready to roll when the unexpected happened and we had to cancel. That meeting is now being rescheduled for October, but in the meantime, we wanted to bring you one of the favorite sessions during the meeting, the annual vendor forum. In the next hour or so, we'll have 10 presenters representing companies who have won their way into presenting and who were excited to join today's event and follow the same format virtually that they would have in San Diego. Each presenter will have 5 minutes to tell you about their roadside or back office product or solution. Before we begin, I'd like to go over some logistics for this Zoom webinar. This webinar will last 60 minutes, give or take. All participants are in listen and view only mode. At the moment, we're in gallery mode, but we'll move the speaker mode during the presentations. You have view options at the top of your screen that you should check out. Different options may look better depending on what device you're using to watch the webinar. You can ask questions during using the Q&A panel at the bottom of your screen. If we have time, questions will be addressed at the end. If not, we will forward your questions to individual presenters and they'll get back to you directly. We are recording this webinar and we'll post it on the IBTTA website and on the IBTTA YouTube page. At the end of this webinar, you will receive a link to a survey. Please help us out by improving our virtual events by giving us feedback. Also, since you are all here, we're going to do some polling to see how zoomed in are you, so be sure to pay attention. Now, it is my pleasure to give the floor over to our first presenter, Barry Pelletieri with Kira Solutions. Barry, please unmute yourself and share your screen.
Thanks, Jim. It's really a pleasure to be here with everyone today at the IBTTA Vendor Forum. And thanks to all of you for taking the time to register and participate today. And finally, a huge thank you to the IBTTA team for arranging this under such difficult conditions. As you said, my name is Barry Pelletieri. I am with Kira Solutions. I'm the Chief Strategy Officer for Kira. And by way of additional background, I am the former Chief Information Officer for the New Jersey Turnpike Authority. I'm here today to share a story with you of Kira's journey from building image review products to the creation of image review as a service, a new offer for our industry. Little difficulty on the forwarding, I don't know why. Stop that share, go back in, Jim, sorry. Jim, I'm going to move forward without the charts. I don't understand why we're not forwarding, but I'll just keep going. For those of you who don't know Kira, I'll tell you a couple of things about us. We serve government and only government, 25 state clients concentrated in the state of Florida, 21 years serving government, and a 14% average annual growth rate, which is a testament to the quality and consistency of our work. We have 4 locations in the state of Florida, an innovation center in Silicon Valley in California, and our Center for Data Science in the economic capital of Western India, Ahmedabad. Some things you may not know about Kira: in addition to being contract holders at GSA and Florida State term contract holder, a Microsoft partner, a Salesforce partner, we know the business of tolling. Our teams have worked in almost every facet of the tolling business, from electronic toll collection, technology, traffic operations, auditing, and security. And we're extremely proud to have worked with Tampa Hillsborough Expressway Authority to create a manual image review application that was cited by IBTTA for a Toll Excellence Award. So what are we hearing from the industry? We're hearing from the industry on all of the cashless toll road conversions and construction, as well as acceleration to cashless because of COVID-19 in helping toll collectors and removing them out of harm's way, that the recovery of non-transponder revenue is critical. Most of you are familiar with the 80-20 rule, 80% account penetration, 20% cash, give or take a few. That 20% tends to be very elusive and difficult to capture. And you know that it affects, when you meet with rating agencies like Fitch and S&P and Moody's, it affects your capital funding. Holding the line on bad debt is clearly a strategic imperative. And to do that, you need world-class image review. We've heard that there's a preference for best of breed and service excellence in both image review and image review operations. So Kira has taken both their CARS application and Mira, combined them together into a service that we call Viper. And that Viper sits between your lane provider and your billing customer service provider to ensure both 70% automation rate and a 99.9% accuracy rate. All plates are included, all plate types are included in those numbers, nothing is excluded. So image review as a service has a whole series of features, technology, and benefits. We can't review all of these here today because of the time, but we can tell you that we have a feature called Always On Auditing with full client visibility. We audit about 20% of our volume, and our clients can use the same tool. Under technology, both machine learning and artificial intelligence algorithms, as well as we use all of the results from our manual review operation to drive change into our automated license plate reader engine. And that's the only way we can fulfill our commitment for continuous improvement. We offer evidence-based procurement, and in addition, we have a performance scorecard which has a series of tools that provide both dashboards as well as measurements on our performance. Our clients receive the same information and the same tools that we have so that they can measure us all day, every day. In addition, a few enterprise-wide benefits for anything as a service in terms of security profile, impact on cyber insurance premiums, as well as a return on investment calculator that runs all the time, not just after implementation. So from all of us at Kira Solutions, we appreciate you listening today. Sorry for the difficulty with the presentation, but we respect and support the efforts of all first responders and first-line medical personnel. I give a quick shout out to my daughter, Kristen, who is leading both nursing and supply chain at 3 major hospitals in New Jersey. Everyone on the call today, please stay healthy, be safe, and thank you.
All right, thank you, Barry. And sorry for the technical snafu.
Yeah.
I assure the whole audience that it went perfectly during the dry run.
Thank you, Jim.
Anyway, our next presenter is John Mike with TransCore. John, please unmute yourself and share your screen.
Thanks, Jim.
John, if you were hoping to impress us with some cool music and narrative, it's not happening. You got the video, but no audio. You have to talk it through.
Morning all, I'm John, and a big thank you an echoed thank you to IBTTA staff and leadership for continuing to move our industry smartly forward. Keeping us connected through events like this ensures that all the momentum the industry has gained over the last few years continues as we all battle together for the return of some normalcy in our lives and industry. Today, I proudly represent the technology arm of TransCore. We are located in Albuquerque, New Mexico. And knowing that New Mexico is not generally on your vacation travel plans and very seldomly on your professional travel plans, I thought I'd start with just a few facts. Our facility was built in 1993, and we're nestled up against the base of the Sandia Mountains and have a beautiful backdrop from which to innovate every day. We've produced over 100 million tags for the transportation industry and over 100,000 readers for the same industry out of this facility. Our test track was created to prove our products and those that are being fielded in the industry by others. We have logged over 97,000 man hours of testing on the track and over 4 million passages of vehicles. We do this with a professional fleet of drivers and leased vehicles to mimic live road conditions that you see on all of the roadways. And a couple fun facts is one of the reasons we built the test track is so we don't break bad. As a reference, if you get it, you get a gold star. But the most compelling thing about Albuquerque is Hatch chilies are presented on every single meal. And if you don't like chilies, you have to ask for them to be removed. Today, I want to talk about being a trusted technology partner to the transportation industry. We have done this over many, many decades by providing a continuous string of innovation of hardware products and services, starting with products and applications way before the electronic was in the toll collection industry. One of our latest innovations you see in the upper string on the right is an embedded toll module located within the rearview mirror of several automobile manufacturers in the US. That provides national interoperability through multi-protocol design and can be read on any tollway that is in existence. Readers have emerged as being multi-protocol readers and multi-form factors, either fixed frequency or a hardened frequency hopping reader located on the left. All these are tied together by the innovations of TransCore at the lane solution and back office solutions level, represented by the Infinity Blade server construct that you see on the right. This provides the lowest total cost of ownership for any solution in the toll industry. Today I want to talk about and highlight and bring to the forefront a couple of our newest tags. The first is a Bluetooth low energy tag. This combines the efficiency of the roadside RFID products with the power of the computer known as a smartphone that is in everyone's hands, and a communication string that is bidirectional from the automobile through the tag back to a cloud service or back office. This provides an extension of functionality such that certain attributes within the tag can be changed or set via communications from the smartphone. For instance, occupancy detection or any binary or tertiary indication that you choose. So HOV2, HOV3, handicap parking, emergency vehicle access to a facility, anything that you assign to a binary bit can be encoded in the Bluetooth low energy tag. This provides great power for those firms and applications that do vehicle occupancy detection. It provides a seamless integration into other technologies and transmits those bits as part of the vehicle transaction string that we normally receive. No back office system changes are required. The next tag that we're proud to bring mainstream is the tri-protocol tag. This tag has resident within it 3 basic protocols, CGO, IAG, and 6C, and solves the puzzle that you see on the left of national interoperability. This tag is now available mainstream. We introduced it softly before as a national pass or RV pass. And indeed, in the ITM, it's a multi-protocol tag. But the tri-protocol tag provides you the fastest and most economic way to true national interoperability, and it's available today. This tag provides about 95% access to the active toll lanes in North America. Some of those toll lanes that operate 6C now are in themselves not interoperable amongst each other. That's kind of a little known fact. And this tag provides the ability to target market those that are in need of national interoperability. It provides secure transactions and protocols. And it requires no infrastructure changes at the reader level to give your authority national interoperability today. The Bluetooth National Pass is a larger profile tag that we use in kind of tangential applications. The tri-protocol tag will become, in that packaging, will become the kind of the standard issuance package and design available to the industry to solve the national IOP problem. Thank you for your attention, and my contact information is listed below.
Thank you, John. Sorry to cut you off there. Even though you're a coworker, you're going way too long. Got to move things along. Real quick, there are a couple questions I want to answer. Yes, we will post the presentations after the event. Yes, that is Elvis behind me, and no, not Whit Hall. And no, I did not lose my razor. I'm just not using it. Next, we got Zach Levin with Cubic. So Zach, please take yourself off of mute and share your screen.
Thank you very much, Jim. Thank you, IBTTA, for setting this up. I'm actually joining you all from sunny San Diego. It is actually very sunny today. I know that San Diego is really missing events like this, and we're really excited to host you all in October. So I want to talk to you today about road user charging and nudging. When we say nudging, what we really mean is inducements to change behavior, to change time, and to change mode. And so most of you are probably familiar with Cubic as a back office vendor. We have decades of experience running back offices, both in road user charging and tolling, and also in our public transit systems. But one of the things that working in the back office has taught us is that a lot of the complexity in the back office is because of the policy priorities that our agencies are pursuing. Things like charging trucks more or less than passenger vehicles, encouraging carpooling by giving discounts for different kinds of vehicles. And what we've been working on is ideas and solutions for how we could do those discounts more cheaply. How can we get people to change behavior without giving them a discount? And that's really where kind of nudging comes in. And at the core of that is data analytics. And so I want to talk to you a little bit about our data management and analytic platform, DMAP as we call it, offering. So DMAP is a modular system which allows agencies to procure different forms of data solutions. So what you're seeing here is our road user charging module. And what you can see on the left-hand side, and this is all from publicly available data, is the I-90 corridor in upstate New York. And the size of the bubbles that you're seeing indicates the number of vehicles entering and exiting at each exit along the freeway through time over the course of a day. And then when you click on one of those and you zoom in, what you're seeing is the pattern of behavior over the course of the day. So you can see a kind of slight peak in the morning, kind of 7, 8 a.m., and then a much larger peak in the afternoon, kind of 4, 5 p.m. And so we understand that that kind of afternoon peak and morning peak, generally speaking, causes a problem for most agencies. Most of us want to shift the peak and kind of spread timing throughout the day. But in order to do that, we need to understand who's actually on the road. And we know that different passengers, different travelers have different abilities to change. We have truck drivers who are maybe doing a long distance route, who have a certain kind of flexibility that they have. We have regular commuters going to office jobs, and maybe they're working remote some days now. Maybe they have meetings that they have to get to. We have shift workers who maybe have much more defined schedules. We have parents dropping off kids. We have tourists. And so the first stage of the nudging process at Cubic is really identifying who our travelers are. Who are the people on your roads? What can we gain from what can we gain in terms of understanding from their behavior? Can we see who are the travelers who travel in exactly the same pattern every week? And those people, we can kind of infer some things about them about who they are and how easy it is for them to change. And once we have that data, once we have a sense of who our travelers are, of what their travel patterns look like, we can move into the final stage of our process, which is really nudging. So what is nudging? Nudging is sending people targeted announcements, targeted notifications to induce them to change behavior. Those might be something like sending a text message to someone's phone to tell them that if they leave 15 minutes later, they can save 10 minutes on their commute. And we know that these things work. We know from what happens in the technology industry and all of the push notifications all of you receive on your smartphones every day, that nudging is a well-established strategy in the private sector. So we're offering to take it to the public sector and help agencies achieve modal shift. So the first stage of the process here is really identifying how we can reach out to our account holders. So there's a number of cars on the road every day. Some of them have no account, people who are doing license plate recognition where we have no way of contacting them easily. Some of them, they might have an email. We might know how to reach out to them on that strategy. Others, we might even have a phone number, or even better, a mobile app. And what we then do is we offer that subset. We will reach out to the subset of specified. So we could reach out to mobile phone holders or to account holders with a linked mobile app. And then we can do it by how likely we think they are to change. So only reach out to people who are potentially tourists visiting the city, who we think are therefore more likely to change behavior. And then we send them a targeted notification telling them about kind of travel patterns that they're maybe not familiar with. And doing this through time, we will create an optimized system for your city that enhances and changes with time, reflecting the travel patterns and preferences of your citizens. So thank you very much for listening to me. Please feel free to reach out with any questions that you have. And we're looking forward to hosting you in San Diego soon.
All right, thanks, Zach. Before we move on, we're going to try a few poll questions to see how zoomed in were you. And first poll question comes from Kira Solutions. What is the name of Kira's complete image review as a service solution? Give the audience a few minutes here to post their answers. And Barry, will give you a second to do hair and makeup.
Got it, Jim.
It looks like the overwhelming response from the audience is B, Viper. Did the audience get it correct? Barry, you can answer that.
Yeah, thanks everybody, because without a presentation, not bad. You were paying attention. Much appreciated.
All right, very good. Second question comes from TransCore, and it is, what is the fastest and most economic way to true national interoperability? Again, John will get you set up. Looks like the audience is trending towards B. Got a few jokesters out there with the coin machine and tokens. By the way, that is not the answer. John, how's our audience doing?
Well, I don't see the poll, but the answer is B, TransCore's new try protocol tag. And I now see the answer.
Good job. Good job to the audience. And we have one more question coming up. That is from Cubic. And what are the most important policy objectives for agencies? We'll give the audience a little more time to think on this one. All right, it looks like, again, we have an overwhelming response to B. Zach, you want to clue everyone in?
There is no right answer. So thank you, audience, for giving us your perspective. We're always looking to hear what agencies care about. So thank you.
Yeah, and for those agencies that cannot provide free research, you could send your invoice to Zach. So moving along, we're going to go now over to Paul Steinberg with GoCarma. Paul, please take yourself off of mute. I see you're already sharing your screen. Thank you.
Thanks so much, Jim. I'm Paul Steinberg. I'm one of 4 co-founders of Karma. The others are Lawrence Mulligan, our CEO, Emmett Murphy, our Chief Product Officer, and Sean O'Sullivan, who's our Chairman of the Board. Now, you may not recognize Sean's name, but you use his earliest invention almost every day. And that is the concept of typing in an address and getting a map back on a computer. He invented that in the late 80s, and I worked for him when we went public in 1991 with a company called MapInfo. Since that time, he's not only invented more things, he's a billionaire, he's a philanthropist, author of our patents, and he's the chairman of SOSV, which is the world's third most active venture capital firm in the globe. That means they invest in over 300 companies each year. And one of those companies was GoCarma. In 2007, when we were incorporated, we started focusing on counting people on all different modes. So since that time, we've counted millions of passengers across millions of passenger trips on mass public transportation, van pools, car sharing, ride sharing, and of course, private vehicles. And our global experience across the globe means that we understand how to work with public officials, how to get legislation passed, and how to set HOV policies that will truly shift behavior. And these patents that Sean invented back in 2007 are quite broad. So we are the only vendor who can claim 0% or zero user interaction to measure occupancy or to even start a rideshare trip. That's correct. Every TNC or autonomous vehicle you want to think about that wants to do something without any user interaction will have to either license or patents or be in violation. Now, today I want to announce our most recent launch of a project, and that's in Dallas-Fort Worth in January this year on the TexPress lanes. Now, TexPress is a network of 8 managed lanes in the Dallas-Fort Worth Metroplex spanning over 120 miles. And the Regional Transportation Commission in DFW tasked the regional MPO with finding an automated solution for enforcement. And the reason is that they had 2 problems that they were trying to solve. Number one was safety. They had too many sheriffs contacting them and complaining that it was dangerous not only for their officers, but for the public at large to be pulling people over on very narrow or in some cases no right-of-way where these new managed lanes were built. And the number 2 complaint that they had was that the billing vendor was getting an enormous amount of customer complaints for users saying they forgot to do something. So they had a pre-declaration type solution. So think of a tag that you have to switch or an app that you have to do something before each trip. And the number 1 complaint that NTTA was receiving customer service was people calling saying, I forgot, can you please give me my discount? So they wanted to solve those 2 things. And what happened is they put together what is now the world's first completely automated occupancy verification solution that requires zero enforcement. And I want to give a huge shout out to the PPP cubed that pulled this off. That means public-private partnership to the third power. First and foremost, North Central Texas Council of Governments, the MPO, who is a visionary, who is the very first to do this. And 10 years from now, when every agency's doing it, when you try to remember who did it first, it was the COG in Dallas-Fort Worth. TxDOT, who's been a leader in tolling since the early days, and is certainly setting the stage to be a leader in price facilities. NTTA, the 4th largest billing toll vendor in the country, who has an incredible customer service team, or shall I say army, that we got to work with. I also want to thank Centra and TransCore, who operate the back office of these roads, these 8 roads I talked about, whose technical teams were awesome in integrating with our cloud API. And most important was Milligan Partners, who corralled all of these parties together to deliver a seamless and hiccup-free launch in January. Just take a look at some of these numbers because they're going to be on your quiz later. But this shows you how fast people have adopted and started using the solution that is truly a world's first. And the way we do it is very simple. It's the Bluetooth technology already on your phone. There is nothing that you need to add to get this accomplished. You simply download it and forget about it. It's already in your smartphone. We don't need any roadside infrastructure. It's the same way that Apple and Google are measuring social distancing today for COVID-19. It measures how close you are to other Bluetooth radios while you're traveling down a road. It's fully automated, zero user interaction before, during, or after any trip. Once you install it, you forget about it. So the customer service department will never get a call for someone saying, I forgot to do something. And finally, privacy. There's no GPS, there's no images, there's no tracking of your trips. simply counting radios and time stamping that. So when the road operator tells us one of your cars just passed by, how many people are inside? We don't know where you are. Your trips are private. There's nothing that you have to be fearful of. And I want to thank you for taking the time to join us today during this vendor forum and IBTTA for the opportunity. And now back to you, Jim.
All right, thank you, Paul. Our next presenter is Shannon Swank with BankPass. Shannon, please unmute yourself and share your screen and tell us about BankPass.
Can you see that?
Not yet.
Oh, darn it. Okay, how about now?
There we go. You're good to go.
Okay, great. So I am Shannon Swank, Chief Marketing Officer for BankPass, and thanks again to IBTTA for pulling this together. I love this format, and I hope that this is something that we carry forward with us even when we get back to our new norm in order to stay connected. I just love actually being able to see everyone. So what is it that BankPass does? We provide alternative payment solutions to toll operators and users. We like to say that we augment the back office to capture and maintain those users that are a little more difficult to capture and maintain. So for example, the cash-based and the infrequent user. Why do we do this? Well, as we all know, all electronic toll roads are expanding, and as we experienced with the COVID pandemic, the need for alternative payment methods for cash-based users was sort of thrust to the forefront, and everybody's trying to figure out how to solve those issues. So what are we peddling today? So we offer two solutions. The first solution that we launched was in 2013. I think it was the first phone application launched specific for tolling and account issuance. And then the second product that we launched was our cash reloadable toll tag program. So how do these work? For our cash reloadable toll tag program, it is a retail distribution model where starter kits are able to be purchased at trusted retail partners, including Kroger, Costco, H-E-B, Walgreens, a number of retailers. The user will purchase the starter kit, which includes a toll tag and a reload card. They will register their license plate via text message, the customer service center, our customer service center, or our phone application. And then they can immediately drive the road. So they literally can buy this in the store, slap it on their windshield, register, and then hop on the road. And we guarantee the toll to the toll operator. This product was focused on the cash-based and underserved users, so we took great care to structure it so that the customer has complete control over their account. We don't require a minimum balance. The user can choose when and how much they want to reload according to their budget and usage. And then we do a lot of hand-holding. We provide text balance reminders when they get low. We have our phone application for account management, and then of course our IVR and customer service center. So our Plus Pass mobile phone application, this application's been operational since 2013, so very mature application available on Google Play and the App Store. The user simply downloads the app, takes a picture of their license plate, associates payment, and then they drive the road. We charge a small convenience fee per toll. We pass on whatever toll the agency charges. So if the agency charges the cash rate, we pass that on to the user. If they charge the electronic rate, we pass that on. There's no annual fee, no subscription fee, and the app is free to download. And then again, we guarantee the toll to the toll operator. So we have a super exciting announcement in our next release of the application or updated release in May. We are offering cash pre-funding and reloads for our application. So the user does the same thing as I mentioned in the previous slide, downloads the app, takes a picture of their license plate, adds all of their information. A barcode is populated within the application. They simply take their phone to any of the participating retailers. The cashier will scan the barcode, and then the user adds whatever funds they'd like to the app. So anywhere between $15 and $500, there is a $2 reload fee. So you'll likely hear more about this in the coming weeks. We're really excited about this. So how does all this work? We offer this through a simple fleet connection. We prefer real-time, but batch works as well. And how much will this cost a toll agency? That is zero. We, for example, process well over $500,000 a month in tolls for the Harris County Toll Road Authority, and we've never charged them a red cent since 2015. So it's a pretty easy model to get into. How do you get all of this awesomeness? Just give me a call. My complete contact information is on the next slide, to include some pretty high profile users that we're really excited about. And with that, I will hand it back over to Jim.
You're on mute, Jim.
So like I was saying, thank you, Shannon. Our next presenter is Jason Stein with Toll Plus. Jason, please take yourself off of mute and share your screen.
Okay. Okay, good morning, good afternoon, everyone. I'd like to echo what you've heard from everyone prior to me. I'd like to thank IBTTA for putting this forum together. It's usually one of the more well-received presentations at San Diego. I know we don't like to be there in person, but this is the next best alternative. My name is Jason Stein. I'm the VP of Business Development and Operations for Toll Plus. And I'd like to take this opportunity to talk to you a little bit about our company. We began in 2007, so I've been in business for 13 years, providing modern toll road back office systems to the community. On the screen, I want to highlight our global footprint. So we have nice coverage in Texas and California. We're currently with CTRMA and CCRMA, as well as the Far Reynosa Bridge in Texas. We just won the rebid for the SR91 project, working with Orange County, Riverside County, and our most recent client in the US, NTTA, currently working on the transition to our new back office. In India, we work with 4 of the largest banks. They're providing toll services. And then our newest project overall is the M50 tollway, working in Dublin, Ireland. Although our bread and butter is electronic toll collection, we are moving into other industries, including mass and multimodal transportation. We typically work with our clients, and we pride ourselves on providing a strong R&D focus, a strong development focus, but also a strong customer service focus, listening to our clients, helping them solve their business problems with technological solutions. In 2017, the Vinci Group out of Paris, France, took a strategic stake in our company. For those of you who don't know, Vinci is a Fortune 200 company, like I said, based in Paris, about a $50 billion corporation, and a large concessionaire running toll roads, running airports, etc. And we want to take a little bit different tack with this presentation. Rather than trying to sell you something, we wanted to talk a little bit about what we see as the current environment, what's going on, and how we could perhaps help with the current situation. Obviously, I think everyone on this phone has seen a very rapid, almost immediate shift over to AET to protect the health and safety of not only staff, but customers that use all of the various toll roads. Congestion management overseas, it's been used. It's obviously being used or starting to be used here in the US. And what happens if congestion is significantly reduced or eliminated as people potentially try to avoid high density downtown areas? Flip side, People also avoiding public transit, again, because of high density, a lot of people. So we see an increase potential as more people will take to the toll roads, stressing out that infrastructure as well. And I think we can all speak, quite frankly, and quite recently to this customer support. I think everyone on the phone here, all 362 of us, are probably working in some sort of home environment. Many of you and your agencies have moved customer service reps to a virtual environment supporting your clients. It's contactless, it's cashless, and it needs to be secured. So our back office system, what we call Top Boss, we think can handle all of these items with what you see in the right-hand column on your screen. We fill operational efficiency gaps. We offer zero revenue leakage. Our back office system has a robust transaction processing engine using artificial intelligence, machine learning, and business intelligence with image processing algorithms. We also have a strong CRM module, which will provide your representatives with a secured, web-based, and a modern UI. As I mentioned earlier, we are currently working with NTTA, one of the top 4 or 5 processing agencies. So having that robust engine is really necessary when you're dealing with the type of volume we're talking about there, as well as the volume we are working on in India, where you have quite a lot of traffic moving through the roads. Lastly, I wanted to offer up our assistance. We can provide you with cybersecurity help, connectivity help if you're using VPN or VDI for your remote staff, any other telework issues that you're dealing with during these unprecedented times. We would like to help you out at no additional charge, so feel free to reach out. You see my contact information on screen, and as Jim said, it'll be posted on IBTTA website and the YouTube channel. Again, I thank you for the opportunity to speak to you, and I hope everyone stays safe at home. Thanks, Jim.
All right, thank you, Jason. All right, let's get back to some more polling. First question is going to be from GoCarma. We're going to check your memories. How many active users of the GoCarma automatic vehicle occupancy detection solution on the DFW Express lanes? A, B, or C?
Do we have any Jeopardy music?
Well, feel free to sing it, Paul, but you only get a second or two of it. All right, Paul, looks like the audience is trending towards B, 30,000. Did they get it right?
That is correct. We have over 30,000 active users right now in DFW. Good job.
All right, thank you. Next question comes from Bank Pass, and that is, what is the newest way for a user to fund their Plus Pass account? Shannon, you could cue the birds in the background while we wait for the results to come in. Looks like it's a little bit of a race between B and C here on the live polling. Going back and forth. And we got, looks like over, we got getting close to half of the folks have voted. B is taking control here. Shannon, what do you say about B?
It is C, cash.
The audience got one wrong.
I think they were focused on the Tiger King, so I'll give them that.
All right. One more question comes from Toll Plus, and that is, in what year did Vinci take a strategic stake in the capital of Toll Plus? And it looks like a good portion of the audience was paying attention. They jumped out on a specific answer right away. Jason, what do you think?
I don't like usually asking these types of questions because remembering years is tough, but the audience was listening, which I appreciate. It is B.
All right. Very good. Nice job, everyone. Glad that you're still all zoomed in here, and we're going to move along. Our next presenter is Jason Wall with A to B. Jason, looks like you're off of mute, so if you could share your screen, we'll keep moving along.
I'm doing so, and can everybody see it? So, oops. So first of all, thank you very much, IBTTA, for organizing this. And my focus today is to show you our product and how it relates to governments and how they can help themselves in this COVID time and be a little bit more efficient. So it's called Citizen. And A2B started, their transportation department about 40 years ago in Portugal. We've had projects all over the world, but right now we're focusing on the United States and Europe. And through mobility as a service, tolling, and we truly believe in our industry that because of the penetration rate that tolling has, you can develop more services and work together with the transit agencies as well as any other governmental agency. So from parking, we have transit, ferries, it could go to buses, virtually anything is what we do in Portugal actually already. So currently we have the phone app that we can mimic, and it just sends a transaction to our back office just like a toll transaction would do. So you can add McDonald's in there. You can have this go as far down the rabbit hole as you want to go. It does not only have to be tolling, but for this sake, tolling and transit specific. And for parking, we have Bluetooth beacons that can open and close the gates and let people in and just send the transaction. You can give them any particular permissions that you need. All ran through the back office that handles soup to nuts everything else. Everybody talks about if you do combine the back offices for transit, tolling, where does the money go and who holds on to it? Well, we can follow inside of our back office the multiple different options, and you can see exactly where the money is and what part of the transaction that it's in, and then it can be dispersed properly just based on that alone. So during these nice, lovely COVID times, efficiency needs to be a little bit higher, and we need to find a way for our agencies to operate together, and it just saves money for everybody else around. And here's a little bit about our selected references. So 25 million annual multi-service mobility transactions we currently do. We have over 200 parking lots, 125,000 parking spaces, and over 1,300 bus and train beacons. And all of this ran and operated out of one single back office. And that's A2B, that's our Citizen project and our Move Beyond back office. And my contact information is at the bottom right.
All right, thank you, Jason. Our next presenter is Mike Papineau with Ride Flag. Mike, please take yourself off of mute and share your screen. And Mike might still be on mute.
No.
There we go.
Oh, can you hear me now?
You're good to go.
Okay, well, thank you, everybody. Just give me a moment here. So, hello, my name is Mike Papineau, and I'm with Ride Flag Technologies. We accurately validate HOVs. It's as simple as that. There are devices and apps that declare HOVs. They do exist. There are transponder switches, and there are other apps out there. The problem is cheating. And declare doesn't always mean validated. So how do we solve this issue? Well, at Ride Flag, we use facial image differentiation. So users can add themselves with a camera on a smartphone ad, or they can be added with linked phones. Now, how do you make sure that there is no cheating? Well, we can actually audit users at the beginning or the end of the trip to make sure that those faces are real, and as well make sure that those same occupants at the beginning of the carpool are there at the end of the carpool. You only need one smartphone, so only one is required, and it's very difficult to cheat. The technology is available now, it works, and it's highly effective. Best of all, there is zero operator equipment costs. Everybody on this call has a smartphone, and really what we're doing is we're leveraging the distribution of smartphones already in the marketplace really for our advantage in the tolling industry to validate how many people are actually in vehicles. Where are we? Well, our first market is the Utah Department of Transportation. They're 73 miles in length. It's the longest express lane in America. Peak hour occupancy violations have been increasing steadily. Enforcement is costly and is difficult. So we've piloted with the Utah Department of Transportation, and they're actually looking at our technology as a long-term solution that can help them meet their HOV validation technology challenges. So some people ask, well, what about privacy? Well, Ride Flag is really engineered for privacy. If you think about it, the data that's actually collected from a transponder switch, well, we don't collect any more data than that. Facial image differentiation, which we actually collect, is only on the user phone itself. It's never sent to the cloud. And even that information is erased at the end of the carpool. So we collect the exact same information as a transponder switch, yet we do it accurately. It's secure, accurate validation. Intelligence resides in the user smartphone, not the cloud. So it's configurable, scalable for interoperability. Imagine in the state of California having one app branded regionally. You can use it to receive HOV validation on the Golden Gate Bridge. You can use it in Los Angeles, in Metro for 2, 3+, on the I-880 for scale toll, Riverside County, San Diego. Again, branding, rules, communication changes are dynamic regionally. That is the potential that you have with a fully dynamic, scalable technology. So Ride Flag is really ideally suited for various HOV and congestion pricing rules. We first started this technology with the support of the Florida Department of Transportation. They've been highly supportive, and in fact, they're looking at technologies today and looking to change their express lane rules to increase HOV usage in the Miami area. So we're very, very excited about that. Thinking about COVID-19, post-pandemic, well, we will see, due to social distancing, transit continue to decline. Single occupancy vehicle use will increase. Congestion will return. There is a need for occupancy validation, and we need to do that accurately. The technology is available. Let's get to work solving this challenge now. In summary, Ride Flag is easy to use, difficult to cheat, no enforcement is required, and it will improve revenue and lane performance. On a final note, I know that competition could be fierce with these virtual vendor forums. I know that you're likely at home. There might be a cat or dog around competing for my attention. So I want to thank you very much for taking the time to listen to my presentation.
All right, thank you, Mike. And thank you to everyone in the audience that continues to hang on. I know we're running a little long, but we're gonna power through this. We got 2 more presentations, and the next one is from Andrew Peppard with CAPS. So Andrew, you're sharing your screen. Make sure you're off mute and you're good to go.
All right, thank you, everybody. Hello, fellow IBTTAers. I'm Andrew Peppard with CAPS Trafficcom. I wanted to thank everyone for taking time out of their day to listen to our presentations. And I don't want to say we've got a new normal, but I hope everyone is adjusting nicely to whatever work situation they're dealing with. On that note, I'm here to talk to you about CAPS's latest adventure, Uproad. Uproad is a new mobile tolling platform, enabling drivers to actively engage with their toll usage and allow those drivers to have the peace of mind to let Uproad handle the toll payments. We didn't take the typical approach of companies refocusing, roadside tolling developers to make a back office or a tolling application. We went out and got real world app development teams and combined them with our knowledgeable tolling subject matter experts to create a truly scalable, mobile-centric platform based in the cloud and focused on service. So why do we do this? Mobile tolling is at the intersection of a lot of major trends. It allows agencies the flexibility they will need now, especially now, and that flexibility they'll need in the future. So, we've all been caught off guard about the dramatic change in the typical tolling operations, having to move to AET a little bit more quickly than normal. And while the world gets back to some semblance of normal, what is the industry going to look like in the near future? Will we need to change priorities and moving away from gas tax towards congestion pricing or VMT? Are we going to have to do that more quickly than we thought we were? We don't have the answers to those questions, but we do know things will look different. So we've created tools and platforms ready now to ease those transitions. A big part of that is getting an ecosystem that allows the flexibility needed for the future. So why mobile tolling for agencies? What is the benefit? We are a supplement to your toll payment process. We're able to allow drivers different payment means more rapidly than typical tolling agent systems. We guarantee that toll payment and that toll to the agencies. And we back that up with the financial resources of CAPTCH. And we want to make sure that you have the confidence that that guarantee is sound. Ultimately, our goal is to save agencies money. No more dealing with invoices to the infrequent user, no more customer support to those users, mailings, phone calls, postages, emails, social media responses. All those things can be handled via Uproad and our customer support staff, and we'll take the burden of those customers. And who are those customers? So while we're marketing it to everyone, we really wanted to have a service that stands out, and for those customers that are looking for something different. We want to allow our customer flexibility in how they pay for tolls. Balances can be topped up via credit card as normal, but also by PayPal and even Venmo as alternative payment means. These are built straight into the app. It's extremely easy to link those straight from your phone. We also know that we need to provide a service open to everyone. We know not everyone is in the same financial situation going forward. So through our interfaces, users are able to top up using cash right now at any of the locations nationwide of these stores. Walmart, CVS, all have that interface. We're a service-focused business, and we believe our customer needs every avenue possible to get the support they need. We not only provide self-help tools on our website from FAQs, but we have that built into the app. The app itself provides in-app chat functionality. Obviously, email and phone straight to our call center is fully available to our customers. We're also catering to that occasional user. So we have only a $5 minimum to create an account. So we really wanted a low barrier of entry to get users on board. And we're also finally looking at those technology users. We're not just creating a mobile platform that eases account management, where you can add a vehicle, obviously update all your demographic information, payment methods, and see your toll usage all straight from the phone. But our system actually allows immediate feedback via notifications as customers are using the toll roads around the country. So, as a car passes a toll point, the app actually triggers a notification to alert the driver of paying a toll. There's no interaction needed by the driver. It's merely an information update. Once the driver has safely reached the destination, they can easily see all the tolls and the costs that they drove. This is all happening in real time and available immediately within the app. We've just launched our service in California, so we're able to immediately pay for our customers' toll usage on California roadways. We're rolling out in new states and regions in the coming weeks and months. So expect that picture to change a little bit. And our real-time toll notifications are live in California, and we'll have nationwide coverage also rolling out over the coming months as well. So wanted to thank you all again. Please don't hesitate to reach out, contact information. Special call out to my wife, Nicole, who is a doctor out there on the front line. So I wanted to thank you all again, and take care, stay safe.
All right, thank you, Andrew. And last but not least, our final presenter is George Thiel with SICK. George, please take yourself off of mute, share your screen. Looks like we got both. You're good to go.
Thank you, Jim. Everybody attending, and I want to extend a special thanks to Wanda and her team for all the hard work done in putting this together. SICK is recognized all over the world as the world's largest one-stop shop for LiDAR, radar, and camera solutions. For 74 years, SICK has been in the business of producing incredibly durable sensors known for toughness and quality. Many of you know SICK for the LMS, which has been a technology workhorse in the industry for decades. Those of you that have LMS 511s in your system can reach out to me so we can discuss how you can use what you have to get what you need in a highly accurate axle counting solution that uses the LMS 511 as its foundation. Now, SICK, being a leading provider of in-lane tolling technologies, took on the challenge of providing an overhead axle counting solution that removes intrusive in-road sensing technologies to promote a safer and greener road for us to travel on. Since the solution is mounted overhead, the system is out of harm's way and easy to maintain. To achieve our goal, we started again with our industry workhorse. I am sure many of you recognize this device for overhead detection, vehicle classification, camera triggering, vehicle counting, vehicle profiling, and more. Our profiling solution, fuses the data from multiple SICK LiDARs, or in this case, the LMS 511, which provides the user with 30 accurate vehicle classes and more, as you can see on the right-hand side of the screen. So since the next step that we wanted to take is we decided to add cameras to our system. So, but before we took on that responsibility, we tried to use our LMS 511 from the roadside. However, it's limited to outside lanes, which is not ideal for applications that go beyond 2 lanes worth of vehicle traffic. To meet the challenge, we looked at our camera situation, and we leveraged our vision knowledge and expertise and added cameras to the profiling solution. A combined solution now offers a diverse, redundant overhead axle counting solution that will continue to collect revenues in the event of a problem that is also reported to the host. With the camera adder, we can now accurately classify vehicles by shape and accurately count axles from overhead. Here is a typical 3-lane solution setup with LiDARs used to create a 3D point cloud of the vehicle, along with axles that are counted using cameras. To overcome issues related to occlusion, we can add a redundant camera, which also promotes a system that will still perform in the event of a problem within the system. So we challenged ourselves under extreme conditions, of course, and analyzed many tire types throughout the world. Day or night is not an issue for the system. So here's an example where we took the results during the day. Notice how we stitched the images to produce an accurate axle count along with axle position. Here's an example of a result at night. Once again, notice how we stitched the images together to produce an accurate axle count and axle position, even on an extra long vehicle. Shown here is a Type A RV with a trailer in tow. So with the many benefits gained from the SICK solution, it's accuracy at high speeds that stands out. We know over time, as the system is put to use more and more, we hope to show improvements in these numbers. So anybody out there with a SICK LMS 511 in their tolling system, You can save money and use these assets to build a vehicle profiler by adding additional LMS 511s and a traffic controller that maintains all the algorithms to classify up to 30 vehicle shapes. An OEM version is also available. So if you want to count axles, take what you now have and include a SICK axle counter add-on, and now you have a highly reliable, accurate axle counting solution from overhead. And so again, thanks again for giving us a chance to share with you the latest from SICK. Please stay healthy and safe, and may the only SICK you experience is the right SICK traffic system to ensure your success. Thank you, Jim.
All right, thank you, George. All right, now we're going to return to our polls. How zoomed in were you? And our first question comes from A to B, and that is, why aren't more agencies, the tolling, parking, bus, rail, ferry, etc., speaking to one another to create one back office system platform which would create efficiency and cost savings instead of working in silos? Jason, you want to take yourself off of mute and ring us into the answer here once we get a few more votes in?
Yes, sir.
And certainly appreciate the nearly 300 folks that have stuck with us here the whole time. Again, realizing we're running a little long, but it's all good information. Got a little bit of a battle here going on, but it looks like primarily all of the above is the answer. Jason, what do you think?
Yes, sir. That is correct.
All right, very good. Next question comes from Ride Flag, and that is, how many smartphones are required to validate HOV vehicle occupants? Mike, I don't know if you could see the results, but it's predominantly answer A, one smartphone to validate HOV vehicle occupants. Did they get it right?
Yep, 100%.
All right, excellent. Andrew's up next with a question. What state did CAPTCHA's Uproad program just launch in? And I got to be honest, this one was a little obvious given that the whole entire U.S. was one color and the one state was a different color. So
I'm trying to make the world easy for everybody right now.
I'm sure they all appreciate that, and we'll no longer
Difficult
let the
enough as it
suspense.
is.
We'll kill the suspense. Andrew, the predominant answer here is B, California.
Great job, everybody.
All right, thank you very much. And finally, question number 10, believe it or not. SICK, a global leader in safety and sensing solutions, is which of the following? George, it looks like A is jumping out to an early and pretty large lead here. George, what do you think? Did they get it right?
Answer is A, Jim.
All right, very good with the audience participation, very much zoomed in, and appreciate everyone for participating. I want to thank all of our presenters for a perfectly executed virtual vendor forum, 0 mistakes or hiccups, just like we planned it. And on behalf of the audience, since you can't hear them, that we would normally have, I say, great job, round of applause. You did awesome. Everyone's standing up and cheering. Perfect. Also, I want to thank all you out there for spending your time with us today to learn about all 10 of these back office and roadway products. We'll post the presentation on the IBTTA website. We'll hope you'll be in touch to learn more. And as a conclusion, as I mentioned earlier, we'll also take any questions that we didn't get and send them to the individual presenters. So feel free to write more now or to ask some people to contact you. The recording of this webinar will be posted on the IBTTA website and YouTube page. Please continue to support our community by attending future webinars and meetups. We're working in a virtual meeting calendar of events, which you'll find out on the IBTTA website shortly. Don't forget to fill out our survey And with that, stay safe and healthy, and we'll see you all at a meeting very soon. Thank you.
Thanks, Jim.
Thanks, everybody.
Thanks, everyone.
Thank you. Goodbye.
Thank you. Be safe.